morning, everyone. Do I really need this?
No, you don't.
Okay. So do I really need this? Okay. So we're starting to get ready for the legislative session. And I will agree with Michael. We have 3 great candidates, but I'm not dead yet. I still have 1 more session. So I'm busy working, getting ready for the legislative session. We'll start January 8th. Will be opening day. State of the State will be January 9th. So if you want to come down at all, please let me know, and I can try and save you some spots either on the floor or the gallery for opening day. There's been some changes in the Senate. I'll let the senator talk about that with the new Senate president. And we're still facing some recalls, and we could use your help. I know Senator Aguilar will probably talk about that, but we could use your help to make sure that we defeat the recall of Senator Hudak that they're trying. There's rumors that they might keep trying this. So we need to stop them before it continues to just be a constant election cycle. Amendment 66. I just got my ballot. Hopefully I'll fill it out today if I have some time. It's harder to find time with a 22-month-old. And so I'd ask all of you to support Amendment 66 and Proposition AA. So Amendment 66 is the income tax increase for education. It is key to really doing some major changes and investments in education. Preschool, kindergarten, additional staff within the classrooms. There's a lot of conversation about it, but this really is our best opportunity to really fundamentally shift our education system. Then Proposition AA is the marijuana tax. And this is going to pay for regulation of marijuana. It came out of the legislature with bipartisan support. It's a tiered tax rate between an excise tax and a sales tax, and it'll raise, depending on the estimates, anywhere from $40 million to $140 million, depending on how the industry grows. And so that money will help for regulation, and then the first $40 million of the sales tax will go to school construction. So there is also money for education there, but only construction dollars, not actual in the classroom education dollars. So I hope you'll support that as well. Legislatively, we've been working a lot on the flood issues. As we all know, we've had a 1,000-year flood in Colorado, and still families are displaced. We set up a bipartisan committee, 6 Democrats, 6 Republicans, mostly from people who were affected in the flood zones. So there's actually no representative from Denver, because luckily we really didn't get affected by the flood significantly. But they're going to start working on what we need to do for legislation to help those victims. In addition, the federal government finally, thank God, when they opened up, what? Who did that?
Who inserted it?
Mark Udall put within the bill to reopen the government a proposal to increase the cap for highway funding from $100 million to $450 million. The money's there, it's in the Sandy Relief Fund, but we needed access to it. There were 2 separate bills in the House and the Senate that were not the same, and they were fighting with each other. God forbid the House and the Senate fight. And so they got it in the deal, so now that money can flow into the state. We were trying to figure out how we would do it if Congress didn't act, because we kind of assumed Congress actually wouldn't act like everything else we see in Congress. But that relief is significant. That's significant for us to be able to overcome and invest in the infrastructure we need to do. Other than that, I'm starting to work on my legislative agenda. The nice thing about being speaker is I don't really have any deadlines. I can waive all my deadlines. So I have some more time to work on my agenda. I'm trying to work on everyone else's agenda to make sure we all know what we're doing, working together. Education will be a key thing regardless of the outcome of 66. It'll be much better if we can pass 66, but that'll be a big area. And then economic security will be another area we'll be working around. So fighting for middle class, how do we help people lift themselves out of the working poor into the middle class and try and rebuild the middle class. Any questions? Yeah.
Well, legislative way, is there some way the laws can be changed on recalls?
There's lots of conversations about what's going on with recalls. A lot of that's in the Constitution, and so that's not easy for us as the legislature to do something because you need 2/3, and there'll be some opposition probably from the other side. But I do think if this becomes a trend on recalls, and that you start seeing Democrats doing it to Republicans and Republicans doing it to Democrats, we can get everyone together to try and solve the issue. There's some things legislatively that we can do, that's been statutory change, that people are looking at. So it won't stop them, but it'll make sure there's more accountability, and also making sure that we can get the turnout right. I mean, make sure people turn out, hopefully restore mail ballots, because that's key. Making people are used to voting mail ballots, especially in off years, like off-time elections, and not to have mail ballots is a significant problem. Barry, did you have a question?
I just wondered, is your staff the same? Do you have some new faces? Who do we contact?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So far, almost all of our staff is the same, except for those who know my executive assistant, Sadie Hansen. She's left to go move to DC. Couldn't keep her here. And Riley Kitts, who was an intern for me last year, is now my executive assistant. So he started last week. So if you need to get a hold, you still just email me, Ferrandino at Yahoo. He just looks at my email and deals with everything. Yeah, Aaron?
So if this were to become a more permanent thing, with the permanent campaign that you're talking about on recalls, and somebody comes against one of your members, who is, I suppose, the quarterback would be the term, the defensive coordinator? Is it HMP? Is it the state party? Is it the C4s? Who's running our side?
It's a little bit of a mixed bag, depending on who it's working on. I mean, right now the Senate really, and the Senate caucus is taking the lead on the recalls in the Senate. If it moves to the House, then HMP would probably be the best entity to contact. I'm not sure who's really running in the Senate. I know they set up an issues committee, which is how they have to do it, to do all the money. Any other questions? Yeah.
Do you think recalls will become common given how expensive they are?
Where's Wood?
So, knock on wood.
Hopefully not. I hope not. I mean, it was stupid to do this in Wisconsin. It's stupid to do it here. If you don't like how someone voted, then vote them out the next time. If they commit a crime or they do break the public trust, then either impeach them or recall them or force them to resign. But recall shouldn't be used because you disagree on a policy issue. Any other questions?
The cities pay for it, right?
Well, we're all paying. It was the Pueblo one was the most expensive election in Pueblo's history.
It comes out of there, not the
Yeah, it
city.
comes out of the city. Yeah, cities and counties pay for their elections. Anything else? Okay, I gotta run to another event, so hopefully you guys have a fun debate with the school board. So, thank you guys.